For thousands of years, people have been fascinated by a legend that refuses to fade, a story of a magnificent island empire that vanished beneath the sea in a single night. A city of gold, wisdom, and power, the Lost City of Atlantis. Our journey begins in ancient Greece, around 360 BC, when the philosopher Plato first told the story. In his writings Timaeus and Critias, he described Atlantis as an enormous island, larger than Libya and Asia combined, located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, what we know today as the Strait of Gibraltar. According to Plato, Atlantis was a thriving civilization, wealthy, technologically advanced, and ruled by kings descended from the god Poseidon himself. Its capital city was built in perfect concentric rings of land and water, with canals, bridges, and temples that shone with orichalcum, a mysterious metal said to gleam like fire. Atlantis was a paradise. The people enjoyed incredible architecture, fertile lands, and naval dominance over much of the known world. It was a society that seemed destined to last forever. But according to Plato, that greatness came at a price. As time passed, the Atlanteans grew greedy and corrupt. They began to value wealth and power more than virtue. In their arrogance, they set out to conquer neighboring lands, even threatening Athens itself. The gods, angered by their pride, struck Atlantis down. Plato wrote that in a single day and night of misfortune, the island of Atlantis sank beneath the waves and disappeared forever. For centuries, people debated, was Plato's tale a warning, a myth, or a memory of something real? Some scholars argue it was pure allegory, a moral story meant to teach that arrogance and moral decay lead to destruction. But others believe Plato was describing an ancient civilization that truly existed and was lost to a cataclysmic event. That mystery has fueled thousands of theories, each trying to answer one question: where was Atlantis? Some researchers point to the Mediterranean Sea. They believe Atlantis could have been the Minoan civilization on the island of Crete. The Minoans were an advanced Bronze Age culture with running water, multi-story palaces, beautiful art, and vast trade networks. Around 1600 BC, a massive volcanic eruption on the nearby island of Santorini devastated the region, sending tsunamis and ash clouds across the sea. Could this disaster have inspired the story of Atlantis? Others look beyond Europe. Some believe Atlantis lies in the Atlantic Ocean itself, near the Azores Islands, where underwater plateaus and strange formations suggest ancient land masses may once have existed. Still others turn south, toward Africa. In the heart of the Sahara Desert lies the Eye of the Sahara, also known as the Rick-Hat structure, a massive, circular geological formation visible from space. Its concentric rings of land and stone uncannily resemble Plato's description of the Atlantean capital. Some theorists claim that thousands of years ago, this region was lush and green, not desert, and that a massive flood or shift in the Earth's crust buried Atlantis under sand instead of sea. Then there are the more radical theories, some suggesting that Atlantis was not of this world at all. Ancient astronaut enthusiasts claim that the Atlanteans were extraterrestrial visitors who brought advanced technology to early humans. According to these stories, when their city was destroyed, the survivors spread across the globe, seeding the rise of Egypt, Mesopotamia, and the Maya. Of course, mainstream science rejects such claims, but their popularity shows how deeply Atlantis captures the human imagination. Modern technology has taken the search to new depths. Oceanographers and archaeologists have scanned the ocean floor using sonar, satellites, and submersibles. Some have discovered strange underwater structures, like the Bimini Road near the Bahamas, which some say could be remnants of ancient wall. Most experts, however, believe these are natural rock formations. Still, hope never dies. Every decade brings new expeditions, documentaries, and discoveries that reignite the question: could Atlantis have been real? One intriguing idea is that Atlantis wasn't a single location, but a memory, a story passed down from survivors of multiple ancient catastrophes. Around 12,000 years ago, at the end of the Ice Age, sea levels rose dramatically. Coastal civilizations, if they existed, would have been swallowed by the rising oceans, leaving little trace behind. Some researchers call this the global flood memory, suggesting Plato may have preserved a much older tradition of ancient floods and lost lands. Whether historical or mythical, Atlantis remains a mirror of human nature. It reflects both our greatest dreams and our deepest fears. A vision of perfection destroyed by its own excess. Plato's story endures not because we've proven it true, but because it speaks to something timeless, the warning that every great civilization, no matter how powerful, can fall if it loses its moral compass. Some researchers believe that even if Atlantis was never a single city, its spirit lives in fragments scattered across the globe. Ancient ruins found beneath the seas near Japan, India, and the Mediterranean hint that entire chapters of human history might still be buried. In places like Yonaguni, off the coast of Japan, massive underwater structures shaped like terraces and steps have fueled debate for decades. Were these carved by nature, or the work of forgotten builders from an age long before ours? If true, that would mean advanced societies may have risen and fallen long before the civilizations we learn about in textbooks, long before Mesopotamia, Egypt, or Greece. Could Atlantis have been one of these? A bridge between the mythic past and recorded history? Modern science is slowly catching up with ancient tales. Geological evidence now confirms that sudden floods and cataclysmic events did occur around the end of the Ice Age. Massive meteor impacts, supervolcano eruptions, and rapid sea level rise all reshaped the world within a short period. It's not impossible that an advanced coastal culture could have been wiped out so completely that it survived only as legend. In that sense, the story of Atlantis isn't just a fantasy, it's a memory of survival. It's humanity remembering that the Earth itself can erase everything in the blink of an eye. But as much as Atlantis fascinates scientists, it has also become a symbol in philosophy and spirituality. Some see it as a metaphor for human evolution, the fall of a once-enlightened civilization representing the loss of higher consciousness. Ancient mystics like Helena Blavatsky and Edgar Cayce claimed that the Atlanteans possessed deep spiritual and psychic knowledge, capable of harnessing unseen forces of nature. According to these accounts, their downfall came not from external disaster, but from within, from their misuse of power. Cayce, known as the Sleeping Prophet, even predicted that remnants of Atlantis would rise again near the Bahamas, and that some souls living today are reincarnations of Atlanteans, returned to complete the work their ancestors began. Though unprovable, these ideas kept the myth alive through the 20th century, turning Atlantis into a symbol of both hope and warning. Even in popular culture, Atlantis has become a mirror of human imagination. It appears in books, films, and games, sometimes as a utopia of peace and wisdom, other times as a high-tech empire destroyed by its arrogance. Every version tells us something about ourselves, our longing to believe in a lost perfection, and our fear that we might repeat its mistakes. As technology advances, humanity's connection to Atlantis feels strangely relevant again. We build cities that shine at night, machines that think, and networks that link the entire planet, just as the Atlanteans were said to have done. We are powerful, but also fragile. One major disaster, one flood, one war, one collapse, and much of what we've built could vanish into myth just as theirs did. And that's what makes the legend timeless. Atlantis isn't just an ancient warning, it's a mirror held up to every age. It asks a question that never goes away. Can knowledge and morality coexist? Can we wield power without being consumed by it? Perhaps that's why people still search for it. Because finding Atlantis would mean more than uncovering ruins. It would mean uncovering proof that we've been here before, that humanity once reached great heights and fell, and that we might one day rise again. The oceans are vast, silent, and secretive. Beneath their blue surface lie billions of years of forgotten stories. Somewhere down there, maybe under layers of silt and stone, the remains of that once great island wait. Or maybe Atlantis is not lost at all. Maybe it's buried in the collective memory of humankind, a reminder of what we can dive deeper than ever before. The dream of Atlantis still calls to us. It whispers through the waves, through myths and science alike, telling us that the past is not dead, it only sleeps. And maybe one day, when we are ready, the sea will give up its greatest secret. Until then, Atlantis remains both a mystery and a mirror, a story of creation, destruction, and the endless desire to discover who we truly are. Because in the end, the legend of Atlantis isn't about a place. It's about a truth, that civilizations rise and fall, but human curiosity endures forever. And as long as we keep searching the depths, the spirit of Atlantis will never drown. Maybe Atlantis isn't lost